Hello YouTube friends, Dr. Teresa here again. Today's topic is inspired by Aprilia RS, and Aprilia sent me a message that said, "Just get real substrate and coral. This looks ridiculous." Now he was responding to my short video on dwarf seahorses and a tank setup, which was titled "The Simpler the Better." Now, if you are used to looking at beautiful coral reef setups, I agree that my setup will look kind of strange. I don't know if I would call it ridiculous, but you can see I do have a bare bottom. I don't have substrate. I don't have live rock. And for me, it's just easier to see the waste that builds up and to get that cleaned up. I don't have any live plants or macroalgae or corals either. Again, it's one less thing to care for. It makes it easier to see the seahorses. It helps their colors really pop. There's no extra care required to keep up the macroalgae or the corals. And by performing these practices of keeping my tank very simple, I decrease my chances of the seahorses contracting some sort of parasite or introducing some sort of critter like hydroids. And for sure, you can introduce hydroids with live rock and corals. And to be honest, I have had the best success with the dwarf seahorses by keeping a simpler tank like this, without substrate, without live macroalgae, and it is modeled after the idea that breeders of seahorses and facilities that raise seahorses in large amounts use. They keep everything as clean and simple as possible, from the tank to the equipment that's used. So that's just what I do, and that's what works for me. Certainly do what is best for you. It's a matter of if you prefer success working with seahorses over having more beauty from your tank. Now, I did reach out to Aprilia RS because I don't know what kind of saltwater or seahorse experience he has, and I asked him, have you successfully kept seahorses with real substrate and corals? I have not received a response, and it's been some time, so I don't know what that means, but I just thought I would remind everyone that I am very purposeful in the way that I keep my seahorse tank. Thanks so much for following along. I hope this information was useful. Take care.